What's up, guys? Jordan here from Show Me Vegas. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Las Vegas. Hey, I'm flying solo on this one, but I'm at a place that Ashton and I have absolutely always loved, but we haven't stayed at since 2015.
Start spreading the news.
A lot has changed here at this resort in that time, including a total room remodel, and that's why I'm back. I couldn't wait to see the changes. Welcome to New York, New York Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
You know it's us when the happy. You know it's us when the building shakes. Happy. You know it's us. It's only us when the building shaking. Only us when the building was. Yeah. Only us when the building shaking. Most high. New York vibe. Most high. New York vibe. Catch my most high. New York vibe.
Now, this hotel has always had a lot going for it, but one of the things that had grown tired in recent years was these guest rooms. They've been remodeled, and let me tell you, the result is fantastic. I'll give you a room tour a little later on, but first, I've got to get out there and show you what there is to eat, see, and do here at New York, New York.
The only one to put Queens on the map. Your dream is alive. Our dream has arrived.
One thing you'll notice different about this hotel if you haven't been here since the renovation is the elevators. They're pretty unique. You actually walk up, select your floor, tells you which elevator to go to, 2B. 2B lights up, and then you got to make sure you get on that elevator. It's going to show you your floor has been selected. If you get onto the elevator, there are no floor buttons whatsoever. I've seen this confuse a lot of people, myself included, on day one.
24/7 on the block with that boombox, hearing the angels rap like.
Here's a little fun fact. Did you know that this Statue of Liberty replica is so realistic that the United States Postal Service actually accidentally featured it on a U.S. stamp? Not joking, it was on a U.S. stamp. It was supposed to be a picture of the real Statue of Liberty, and they used this one by mistake. One of the great features of New York, New York is it's right on the park. Easy access to T-Mobile Arena, Vegas Golden Knights games, concerts, and so much more. The Brooklyn Bridge replica, not as cool as the original, but still pretty neat in its own right. Tom's Watch Bar right here out on the Strip. This used to be known as Tom's Urban. It's been reconfigured as more of a sports bar, but it still has a great outdoor patio. Shake Shack. As a Midwesterner who does not have easy access to Shake Shack burgers, I love that New York, New York has this. Nine Fine Irishmen, an Irish pub here on the Strip. Hopefully I'll be going in there tomorrow night to redeem a My Vegas reward. Of course, New York, New York has Hershey's Chocolate World, not to be confused with M&M World, which is across the street, but let's go inside and have a look. It's 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, and look how busy this place is. And of course, where there's a Hershey's World, there's also the chocolate bar. The chocolate martinis there are pretty good, but I would not recommend the My Vegas reward for the sweet shot. That thing is awful. Up here on the mezzanine level, you've got a lot of things, not the least of which is Coyote Ugly. This is something relatively new. Call it a food hall, call it a food court, whichever. It's got a pizza, wing zone, and a Capriati's. And right by that food hall, don't forget to check out Pour 24. This is a really cool bar up here on the mezzanine level. It overlooks the casino floor. Awesome views from up here. Pour 24 also has a pretty good happy hour from 12 to 3 every day. Details right here on this sign.
Shooting for stardom, the city of Gotham, I got Queens on my back.
America, a 24-hour cafe. Believe it or not, those are a little bit difficult to find in Vegas these days. Calling the sports book here underwhelming would be an understatement, but hey, some of the hotels here on the Strip are actually going to a smaller sports book than even this.
Shock dogging like I'm X. Try to shut you down when you popping facts. Mad cause to protect, look like Egyptian artifacts. Only in New York where you get it.
What happens when a major hotel and casino on the Las Vegas Strip needs to change out their carpet? Well, it's not pretty. They have to shut down huge areas and close off big areas of the casino. I know they're not done yet, but on closer inspection, this carpet is awesome. Look at that. You got the Chrysler Building. You've got the Statue of Liberty in it. All sorts of different colors. This is a really cool addition to this property. One of the coolest features here at New York, New York, and something that sets this hotel apart from almost any other on the Strip, is right behind me. Here's the Village Eateries. This area is super cool. It's like a New York streetscape. There's tons of stuff to eat down there, and also the arcade and entrance to the roller coaster are here as well. Gallagher's is the steakhouse here. That's a transplant from New York City. Ashton and I actually just ate at the original Gallagher's in Manhattan just a couple of weeks ago, and it was really good. We've never tried this one, but I suspect it's pretty good as well. Last but not least on this tour, at least for tonight, is the theater here. This features Mad Apple by Cirque du Soleil. This show is relatively new. It replaced Zumanity, which was in this theater for over a decade. Ashton and I saw Zumanity 3 times, and we were a little bit worried that this wasn't going to live up to the hype, but Mad Apple was absolutely awesome. A great show to see if you're staying here or anywhere in this neighborhood, really. So one of the great things about staying here are the Village Street eateries downstairs. Awesome, affordable dining options down there. For instance, I just finished riding the roller coaster 3 times because, well, I've got the all-day screen pass, and I was looking for a quick bite. Stopped by Greenberg and Sons Deli downstairs and got this sandwich. Check this thing out. $14.95 for this. Really not a bad price at all, considering Ashton and I have been down there before and we split one of these and we were perfectly happy. All right, it's time finally to get outside and get some sun. The pool area here is not considered one of the better ones on the Strip. It's kind of tucked away and it's pretty shaded. It's also not a very big pool area, but this is not a big hotel by Vegas standards. Either way, I've got a little bit of food and beverage credit left over on my reservation, so I might get myself a pool cocktail. Check out the scene down at the pool. The entrance to the pool here at New York, New York is on the ground floor, just to the left of registration. So this is the pool area. It is actually even smaller than I thought it was going to be.
That's what she said. No time. But she did. No time!
But it's also a lot sunnier than I thought it would be. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and this entire pool deck is in full sun. I think because of the proximity of the building, it's going to get into the shade earlier than most pool areas though. Right now though, there is no relief from this Vegas heat, so I better find myself a chair. There are plenty available, and I'm going to get in the water. Actually, check it out. I did find some shade. This is the only shade out here right now, and it's pretty popular. All right, done with the pool. I'm not gonna lie, I was digging the vibe out there at the pool. Yeah, it's small, but it was fun. It was energetic. I'm going back to the room now for 2 reasons. Number one, I forgot my sunscreen at home, and I'm not gonna buy it over there for like 20 bucks just so I can stay out there for another hour. And number two, my phone is my room key. I'm using the digital room key here. And I was afraid my phone was gonna overheat and I was gonna have to wait for it to cool down before I could get back into my room. I love this. Boarding passes and internet access. Sorry for the inconvenience. Computers are not available at this time. Yeah, because it's 2023. Come on, who uses this? Who prints their boarding pass for one thing, and who does it here? All right, last day here at New York, New York, and it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the ever-important room tour. This is a Soho Premier King. This room is awesome, and it has something that I think is like a unicorn at MGM Resorts. It's got a mini fridge for my own personal use. The room is a really good size. There's so much room for activities in here.
Look at all the sports space. So much aerobics in here. So many activities.
You've got a great looking chaise lounge over here in the corner. I love what they've done with the wallpaper in here. This room has an awesome New York vibe. I think the designers really nailed it on this one. The flooring is a mixture of carpet and hard floors. The carpet is around the bed. The rest of the room has a laminate, which is nice because that's a lot easier to clean. It makes you a lot more comfortable walking on it than that typical disgusting hotel carpet you find a lot of places. Right behind me is a super functional wall section of furniture. On one side you've got a countertop, and underneath is that fridge I was talking about, a couple of drawers for storage. Center section has a nice TV and a nice little bench underneath. Great place to store your shoes underneath or sit down and put on your shoes before you head out. And on the other side is an open wardrobe and a closed wardrobe. At first I didn't realize there were hangers in both, but you can hang your clothes out in the open or you can hang them inside. Of course, your iron and ironing board are in there as well. Also over on that side is your in-room safe. Over here is the king-size bed in this room. It also comes in a 2-queen configuration, but this is a king. It's got a cool leather-wrapped headboard, 2 very nice nightstands on either side with storage cubbies underneath. I love how the lamps are actually raised up and they're not taking up table space on the nightstand. And here's an awesome feature that's very modern. You've got 2 outlets, 1 USB and 1 USB-C, as well as push-button lighting. Over by the window, you've got a nice little table with 2 chairs. The chairs, of course, are brand new because this is newly remodeled. They're comfortable. You can sit over by the window and have your morning coffee or your in-room dining. Whether you've got a strip view or a view like I have of Toshiba Plaza, from the 20th floor, it's a pretty nice view. In here in the bathroom, this is one of the biggest gripes people have about this hotel still, and that's even after the remodel, is that they didn't do enough with the bathrooms. This is one of the smallest bathrooms I've seen in Las Vegas, but not the smallest. That honor goes to the Mirage. Both hotels are pretty old. This hotel opened in the 90s, the Mirage in the 80s, so this bathroom is just a sign of the times. I understand why they didn't do more with these, because in order to make this bigger, they would have had to have moved walls, reconfigured plumbing. You're talking about tens or hundreds of millions of dollars more renovations than they put into this hotel. They did update it. There's new wallpaper, there's different decor, there's still a granite countertop over here with a decent sized vanity. The toilet's in the middle. The tub shower combo is off to the side. A tub shower combo is definitely a dated thing in a hotel, but at least it is a big, deep tub, and the shower is plenty wide. It is a little bit deep, so if you have any mobility problems, you might have trouble getting in and out of the shower, so you might want to book an accessible room. One thing I always do love about the bathrooms at MGM Resorts is the bath amenities. This Cure brand can be found at, I think, every MGM resort. They're quality products, and you know I prefer these single-serve toiletries over the dispensers you find at some hotels. All right, time is running out on this day, and even though I do have a few hours left this evening, I'm going to give my final thoughts on New York, New York now, because I have to leave the hotel at 4:30 in the morning or so to go to the airport. This stay, in 3 words, I loved it. This hotel has always been a favorite hangout of ours. Ashton and I stayed here in 2015 and had a really great stay. The problem was they hadn't updated the rooms since then, and they were already pretty worn out at that time. This remodel turned out, in my opinion, great. The only thing that's not quite up to par still is the bathrooms, but I can overlook that, especially on a solo trip like this. The theme, the vibe, the energy in this hotel are fantastic. The theme is really cool. I mean, themed casinos are essentially going away or have almost gone away in Las Vegas, and this is one of the best that's left. Without a doubt, the Art Deco touches, the New York theming, they've really embraced it, especially even with this new remodel. They haven't gotten rid of any of that stuff, and I love it. All right, let's talk about the pros and cons of this hotel. Number one, without a doubt, the biggest pro is this place is fun. The energy in this casino is fantastic. It's high energy. It's super fun downstairs. You've got the piano bar, you've got the roller coaster, which I've ridden 7 times today and counting. There's so much to do downstairs, and that doesn't even take into account the fact that it's right on the park. You've got T-Mobile Arena attached, so if you're here for a concert or a Vegas Golden Knights game, you're right there. Pro number 2, this is a good value hotel. This is not one of the higher end MGM resorts. As a matter of fact, they pretty much, based on pricing, rank this one down closer to the bottom. Considering that, and now that these rooms have been renovated, I think you're getting a great value at this hotel. Compared to the other hotels on the Strip in this mid to lower range, I would choose this one for sure. Regarding the cost of this room, this was a 3-night comp for me. This was through MGM Rewards, so that's a gaming offer. That's based on prior gambling activity, has nothing to do with this video. This is a good time for me to say that we are not affiliated with MGM Resorts in any way. They do not compensate us for this or anything else. This is merely our opinion. We're MGM Gold, so I don't have to pay any resort fees on top of that, so this was truly a free stay. And on top of that, I got $20 in free play and $50 in resort credit. Which leads me to my next point. The comps you get here at New York compared to the other MGM resorts is really good. We have an easier time getting totally free rooms here at this hotel than we do any others, except for, say, Excalibur and Luxor. But if you don't have any MGM reward status, you don't gamble at MGM properties or anywhere for that matter, and you're having to pay the rack rate, I still think it's a good value. You can look this up, but as always, I'm going to put the rate calendar on the screen here, and you can see going out in August and September, you can get rooms here for as low as $59 a night. On the weekends, it's going to be $200 and up, and it depends, of course, what's going on. Some of those numbers look really high, but I'm sure there are events taking place that make everything in town expensive on those weekends. So overall, I think the value for the money you pay to stay at this hotel is really good. Number 3, the service here has been absolutely outstanding from the second I set foot on the property. Now, I checked in using the app, so I didn't have any experience with the front desk, but actually, in a lot of cases, that could be a good thing. I skipped that altogether and came straight to my room. From the cocktail servers to the restaurant servers, to the bartenders, to the bell desk, to the people even running the roller coaster, everybody has been fun, professional, and above all courteous, and that's what we've always found with MGM resorts. Okay, what are the cons of this hotel? There have to be at least a couple, right? First and foremost, the amenities here at New York are not quite on par with what you're going to find at the bigger mega resorts on the Strip, or at least in my opinion. Number 1, the pool is not great. Even though I had a good time down there and I kind of liked the vibe and the energy at the pool, it's really small. And this was a Thursday, so I had no trouble finding a seat, but I can imagine on the weekends, especially during this prime pool season, that pool's really not going to cut it if one of the things you really enjoy about Las Vegas is the pool. If that's the case, this one's probably not going to be up to par for you. Number 2, there is no spa here. Now, I know a lot of people don't use the spa anyway, but it is a nice amenity that you're going to find at all the higher-end hotels that they don't have here. Con number 2, I said I really enjoyed this room, and I did. But if a bathroom in your hotel room is really important to you, you're probably not going to be happy with this one. It is just very small. This hotel opened in the late 90s, and bathrooms and hotel rooms were like that back then. It was just a small single sink, toilet, tub shower combo, and that's what you have here. There's nothing wrong with it. It's functional. It's just small. If you need something like a makeup vanity or a place to sit down and get ready for the day, this bathroom's not going to cut it, especially if you got 2 people staying in the room. One person needs to use the restroom, the other person needs to get ready for the day. Not going to work in there. You're going to be bumping into each other, and it's just not going to be a very good experience. So depending on how important that is to you, that could be a pretty big con, especially compared to the newer, nicer resorts on the Strip. All in all, like I said, I absolutely loved my stay here, and I think I would rank this property up higher now in the MGM spectrum than we did the last time we did that MGM Resorts ranking video. If you want to see that video, I'm going to drop a link in the description down below. Anyway, I think that's it for this one, guys. If you did find this video entertaining or informative, please do give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. And as always, turn on that notification bell so you get notified anytime we release new content. We will see you in that next video because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.
You know it's us when the happy. You know it's us when the building shakes. Happy. You know it's us. It's only us when the building shaking. Only us when the building was. Yeah.